Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a fascinating question. How do massive multinational institutions actually pivot to address the rapidly changing demographics of their communities? Well, to find out, we are unpacking a major gathering of East African Catholic leadership that recently unfolded in Nairobi. We're going to dive right into the 21st Plenary Assembly of this regional body and explore exactly how they're navigating their history, their present challenges, and their future strategic focus. So let's get into it. We're starting right out of the gate with a remarkably powerful quote from Archbishop Maurice Muhatia Makumba, who is the chairman of the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops. He said, "Not to pay attention to useful society not only smacks of recklessness, but is also tragically irresponsible." Words like recklessness and tragically irresponsible are definitely not light. The Archbishop used this opening address to immediately establish a tone of absolute urgency. He wasn't just up there welcoming people, he was issuing a stark warning. He made it unequivocally clear that ignoring the younger generation isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a critical failure. And that perfectly sets the stage for everything we're going to analyze today. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's quickly establish the organization at the center of all this, AMECEA. It stands for the Association of Member Episcopal Conferences in Eastern Africa. It represents a truly massive coalition of regional leadership. In fact, during his address, Archbishop Muhatia actually paused and explicitly asked the youth in attendance to repeat that full meaning right back to him. He wanted to make absolutely sure that everyone in that room truly understood the weight and the unified geographic scope of the body that was addressing them. Section 1. A return to Nairobi. You can instantly feel the visual grandeur of this event. With Archbishop Muhatia and the church leadership seated at the opening ceremonies, the formality, the traditional vestments, the prominent seating, it all communicates the immense gravity of this gathering. The Archbishop welcomed bishops, priests, religious figures, government representatives, and hundreds of young people to this historic event. It's this incredibly distinct intersection of deep-rooted institutional tradition and contemporary community gathering, all happening under one roof in Kenya. And, this specific location carries some really profound historical significance. The assembly took place at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, or QEA, in Nairobi. This was actually a historic homecoming because the university last hosted this exact event exactly 15 years ago, back during the 17th Assembly, which just so happened to coincide with AMECEA's Golden Jubilee. Archbishop Muhatia even pointed out how the similarity in their acronyms, AMECEA and QEA, symbolizes this ongoing, very intentional partnership between the Regional Episcopal Conference and the university to advance their shared educational and spiritual missions. Section 2. Decades of Lived Realities. If we trace back through their past plenary assemblies, it reveals a fascinating timeline of tackling real-world issues head-on. They don't just meet to discuss abstract concepts. Back in 2002 in Dar es Salaam, they focused on evangelization for a new millennium. But then look at 2005 in Mukono, Uganda. They directly addressed the devastating challenge of HIV and AIDS in the region. In 2008 in Lusaka, the focus was reconciliation and peace, which is a theme the Archbishop noted still resonates strongly today. From the Golden Jubilee in Nairobi in 2011 to new evangelization in Malawi in 2014, all the way to addressing vibrant diversity and peaceful unity in Ethiopia in 2018, walking through this timeline, it really shows an institution that is structured to be completely responsive to the era-defining crises of the people it serves. And that historical responsiveness is perfectly captured in this profound statement from the Assembly. The joys of the people we serve are our joys. Their sorrows, our sorrows. Their aspirations, our aspirations. Their struggles, our struggles. The Archbishop emphasized that the Church's pastoral mission is entirely rooted in that deep solidarity. It's such a clear reminder that any institution's relevance is directly tied to its willingness to walk alongside its community through both their brightest days and their absolute darkest challenges. Section 3. The 2026 Assembly Theme. So, looking ahead, we have the full official theme of the upcoming Assembly, AMECEA's Synodal Journey with Young People, building bridges of communion, hope, justice, and good governance. What you should really take away from this is the deliberate, strategic shift that's happening here. A synodal journey essentially translates to walking together, listening, and collaborating.
The Archbishop explained that this theme is a dedicated opportunity for the Church to listen far more attentively to the Holy Spirit speaking directly through the energy, the creativity, and the vitality of young people. It's a huge acknowledgement that the youth aren't just an audience to be lectured to, right? They're active participants to be learned from.
A synodal journey of that magnitude requires immense organizational power. You have massive scale here, bishops and delegates from across all the AMECEA member countries convening under this one unified goal of accompanying young people. It's a real testament to the heavy weight and the extensive resources the institution is putting entirely behind this specific demographic shift. Section 4. Youth, the Church's treasure. The Archbishop fundamentally defined the role of the youth during his address. And he really didn't mince words. He called them a treasured gift to the Church. He stated that their talents and their energy are absolutely indispensable to both the present and the future. He highlighted the vibrance and vitality they bring to the community. He also made a point to thank the youth who traveled from across the entire Eastern African region, describing their very presence as a visible sign of hope. He firmly positioned them not as people waiting in the wings for their turn, but as the active, beating heart of the community right now. And he made sure they felt this personally with a deeply affirmative sequence of statements. By explicitly telling them, AMECEA loves you, recognizes your potential, and recognizes your strength. The highest levels of regional leadership are directly validating this demographic. He is assuring them of their immense value and making absolutely certain they know the institution sees their strength and wants them fully, completely involved in its mission. But of course, this empowerment comes with a pretty significant call to action, an invitation to build societies of love and justice. The Archbishop made it clear that this isn't just about internal church matters. He challenged the youth to participate fully in shaping the lives of their respective countries. He's calling on them to take those enduring values of love, justice, unity, and faith and actively apply them outward to build better, stronger societies across all of Eastern Africa. It's a massive mandate for real civic and social engagement. Which brings us to a provocation for all of us. We've just seen how AMECEA is restructuring its entire focus to listen to and empower its younger generation. So how can the energy, creativity, and vitality of youth be better harnessed to shape the future of our own communities? Whether it's in our schools, our workplaces, or our local organizations, are we truly listening to the next generation? Or are we being, as the Archbishop said, tragically irresponsible by ignoring them? It's a fantastic question to carry with you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I will see you next time.